Everyone who walked into the old man's shop walked out with exactly what they came for. Years later, many of them came back, not to return what they bought. They came back because they had finally understood the price. And almost every one of them wished they had asked one more question before they left. This is the story of a young fisherman and the question he almost forgot to ask. Long ago, where three mountain roads crossed, stood a small wooden shop. No banners, no guards, no prices, only a worn sign swinging gently in the wind. It read, "Everything is paid for in time." People came from distant villages carrying big dreams, a stronger horse, a richer harvest, a safer boat. No one left empty-handed. Yet years later, many returned, not to buy, not to complain. They simply sat beneath the old cedar tree until sunset, then walked away in silence. No one knew why, except the old man who ran the shop. A day's walk from the crossroads lived a young fisherman named Neelan. His world was small, a leaking boat, a small mud house, and his mother, who had raised him alone. Every evening, she set the table the same way, 2 bowls, 2 chairs. And every evening, they sat across from each other and talked until the lamp burned low. Then they would drag the old boat onto the shore together. Every evening, they laughed as they scooped water from the cracked hull. One sunset, the boat almost sank before they reached land. Neelan threw down the broken bucket. "I'm tired of just getting by." He looked across the river. "I'm going to build you a better life." His mother smiled. "A better life is not always a bigger one." But Neelan had already stopped listening. His eyes were fixed on the far bank, on a future only he could see. A week later, while selling fish in the market, he overheard 2 traders talking. "Did the old man help you?" "He gave me what I asked for." "And the price?" The second trader fell quiet. After a long moment, he finally answered, "You never noticed the price, not until years later." Those words followed Neelan home. That night, he told his mother about the shop. Her smile faded. She set her bowl down slowly. "Promise me one thing. Anything. If you ever stand in front of that shop, don't walk in just because everyone else does." Neelan laughed. "It's only a merchant." His mother looked into the fire. "No, it's a place where people trade today for tomorrow." Before sunrise, Neelan left for the crossroads. He believed he was going to buy a boat. He did not know the old man was about to ask him a question that would follow him for the rest of his life. The shop was smaller than Neelan had imagined. The shelves held ordinary things: lanterns, clay pots, nets, seeds, nothing rare, nothing magical. Behind the counter, an old man sat mending a cracked bowl. Without looking up, he spoke. "Welcome. Are you the merchant?" A faint smile crossed the old man's face. "Only to people who are looking for something." "I need a fishing boat." Only then did the old man look up. His eyes were calm, almost as though he had been expecting him. "No, you need hope." Neelan frowned. "I asked for a boat, and you believe the boat will give you the life you truly want." For a long moment, Neelan said nothing, because the old man was right. The old man led him behind the shop. Beneath the cedar tree stood a sturdy fishing boat. The wood was old but strong. The sail had been carefully patched. It wasn't beautiful. It was dependable. The kind of boat that could change a man's life. Neelan walked around it in silence, running his hand along the worn timber. "What do you want for it?" The old man named a fair price, a price Neelan could actually pay. Neelan counted out his coins, surprised. "That's all?" "That is all I'm selling. The boat is just a boat." Then the old man asked a question of his own. When your dream finally comes true, who do you hope is sitting beside you? Neelan didn't hesitate. My mother, and one day, my wife, my children. I want all of them beside me. The old man nodded slowly. Then remember your answer. A boat I can sell you. The people in that answer. You have to keep yourself. Neelan thanked him, took the rope, and hurried toward the river. Behind him, the old man opened a worn leather book. On an empty page, he wrote a single word, Neelan. He didn't finish the line. Instead, he closed the book. Outside, the wind stirred the old sign. Everything is paid for in time. The new boat changed his work. Where Neelan once caught just enough to survive, he now caught enough to grow. He paid his debts, bought a second boat, then a third. Soon other fishermen worked for him. People stopped calling him the widow's son. They called him Master Neelan. Everyone saw what he was building. No one saw what was quietly slipping away. The first sign was small. It was the night of the harvest festival. His mother had set the table early. 2 bowls, 2 chairs. A boat captain was waiting at the dock with an offer that couldn't wait until morning. Neelan stood in the doorway, 1 foot already turned toward the river. Stay tonight. The festival only comes once a year. Neelan looked at the table, then at the door. I'll be back before the lamp burns out. He wasn't. That was the first supper he chose to miss. It wasn't the last. At first, he still came home most evenings. They laughed about the day's catch. They watched the sun set from the porch. Then the work grew busier. One evening, he came home late. The next week, he missed 2 suppers. Soon he began sending gifts instead of himself. Fresh fruit, warm blankets, new clothes. Whenever the messenger arrived, his mother thanked him with a smile. Then she carried the gifts inside and sat down at the table. 2 bowls, 1 chair across from her, empty. Whenever Neelan left, he told himself the same thing. Tomorrow will be easier. I'll stay longer then. Tomorrow became next week. Next week became next season. Without realizing it, he stopped measuring his life in sunsets. He measured it in profits. Years passed. Neelan married. A daughter was born. They named her Suri. One rainy afternoon, she ran into his study holding a drawing. "Father, I made this for you." Neelan was reading through his accounts. He smiled without looking up. "Leave it there. I'll see it tonight." She waited, just for a moment. Then she quietly placed the drawing on the table and walked away. Long after midnight, Neelan finally noticed it. He unfolded the paper. It showed people sitting around a table. A little girl, a mother, a grandmother, and 1 empty chair. Above it in uneven letters were 4 words. When father comes home, Neelan stared at the drawing for a long time. The empty chair in his daughter's picture was the same empty chair across from his mother. He had simply never seen it before. For the first time in years, his success felt strangely quiet. Before sunrise, Neelan saddled his horse. He left every ledger behind. He carried only Suri's drawing. Today, he told himself, nothing matters more than this. His mother was sitting outside her small house, watching the river. When she saw him, she smiled. Not surprised, almost as if she had been expecting him. "You came before sunset." Neelan knelt beside her. For a long while, neither of them spoke. The river flowed quietly. Birds crossed the evening sky. "I built everything I promised you." "You did." He lowered his eyes. "But somewhere along the way, I stopped sitting at your table." She was quiet for a moment. "Do you know what I missed most?" Neelan waited. It wasn't the help. She looked toward the river before continuing. I never wanted your success to visit me. I wanted my son. Neelan couldn't answer because the smallest thing he had stopped giving her was the very thing she had wanted all along. He looked down at the drawing in his hand. His eyes filled. I thought I had more time. A gentle smile crossed his mother's face. We always do. Then she pointed toward the setting sun. Do you remember the old verse your father taught you? Neelan closed his eyes. The words returned like an old friend. Do the good thing now, before the day you meant to do it never comes. For years he had believed it was about work. Now he understood. It was about this. Time does not wait for the life you keep promising to live later. That evening, his mother set the table the way she always had. 2 bowls, 2 chairs, and this time, Neelan sat down across from her. They talked until the lamp burned low. He told her about his day. For the first time in years, he wasn't planning tomorrow. He was fully here today. The next morning, he stopped at the Crossroads. The old man was closing his shop. Without a word, he opened the worn leather book. On the page that held only Neelan's name, he finished the line he had left waiting. Came home before it was too late. He closed the book. You finally understood. Neelan gave a small shake of his head. No, I finally asked the right question. The old man smiled. And that question will guide the rest of your life. Some people spend their lives chasing tomorrow, only to discover that life was quietly happening today. The price was never the boat. The price was the question Neelan almost forgot to ask. Who do I want beside me when I get there? And am I truly there with them now? Perhaps that is why the old poet wrote long ago, do the good deed now, before the tongue falls silent and the final breath arrives. Time does not stay, so spend it where your heart will one day be grateful that you did. If this story reminded you of someone you've been meaning to visit, don't wait for tomorrow. Go today. Subscribe to Mindful Wisdom Weavers to watch more meaningful stories.